So I said, well.
He's talking back to the lady now.
I said, I forgot. There's an electronic in the bag. She goes, now, first of all, this lady don't even read social cues. Clearly, I'm whispering, right? My whole posture changed. I went from being all social and bubbly to now I'm like, actually, yeah, there is some electronic in the bag.
Hey, y'all, listen.
She goes, you're loud.
Russell usually exaggerates. This is like on point to exactly what happened.
Like, she all loud.
He shrunk down to a little boy.
I'm trying to be discreet, right? This lady all out. What's the electronic? So I turned to wrong person. First of all, I turned to her for some help. Like,
it's just a pure panic in his eyes. He like it's a.
I said it's a.
I said it's a vibrator.
All I want is you, baby. All I want, all I want, all I want is you, baby. More than I need, what you want, girl, it's yours. Give me your feelings, I just can't ignore. 'Cause all I want is you, baby. Give me your time, all your love, I've been patient.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Russell IV.
Hey everybody, it's me, Mrs. Davis.
Ooh. Did you plan on that? Caught me off guard. Welcome to another episode of the What They Never Told Us podcast. Round of applause. What up? Air horns, cuz. We back. And this is a different we back, cuz first time y'all heard us, and it's been like 2 weeks. No.
It's only been a week.
It's been 1 week. I feel like it's been longer because we haven't recorded in the grip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a week. Thank y'all for being patient with us, but we've been gone.
We've been honeymooning
And getting married and marital bliss. An extra round of applause for that.
Oh,
It's been an amazing last 2 weeks.
it has. It's been really good. I don't know. Like, I feel like we need a whole we married episode. I don't know, but trying to sum it up in this little piece that we do before.
No, let's get into it.
It's hard. Like, I honestly thought that we had been. We was together every day before we got married. Like, there was not a day that we didn't see nor talk to each other.
The night before.
Well, yeah.
But
for a few
hours.
I
saw you. Yeah, facts.
But so I was like, oh, when we get married, it's not gonna feel any different. Like, I already see him every day and he's always around, whatever. But I don't know. It was like the moment, not even we said I do, but like the moment that I walked down the aisle to him, it was like, oh shit.
It was different.
I'm his wife. Like,
yeah.
It's different.
It's been filled with a bunch of different and new experiences.
Yeah, and you think like being married before, oh, you're used to this, like what this is gonna feel like, completely new experience.
I was wrong.
Everything feels different.
Everything.
I mean, just from like holding hands, sitting on the couch, it all just feels significant and new.
Yeah, it feels different. I'm going to start off with the first new experience. And I'm going to be honest, my first new experience was before we got married.
It was.
So, fellas, I'm about to put y'all on game. Some of y'all might already know.
We were doing some wedding prep.
Some of y'all might already know about this. And for y'all, I'm even more mad because y'all should have been put us up on game. For the fellas that already know about this. But for those of y'all who don't know, I'm about to put y'all up on game. I'm not going to be like them. I'm going to let y'all know. Okay? So the day before the wedding,
yes,
she had a pedicure scheduled. And on the last minute was like, yo, you want to come? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I do. But I was like, you know what? Let me just start opening up myself to new things and experiencing new things.
So dramatic.
So she takes me to this spot, right? We walk in. I'm nervous, right? Because for most of us, our feet for men are an area of our body that we don't even really mess with. They're just kind of there. We do some.
It shows.
We might wash them.
Clip them every now and then.
Clip them
everywhere.
when it get real necessary, right? When it starts getting painful, we clip our toenails. We might lotion them for the ones that care. But let me tell y'all what I experienced here. Okay, number one, they started off with like maintenance stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Walk me, because I don't even know what was happening. What was the first thing they did?
So they let your feet soak.
This robot.
Oh Lord, they let your feet soak.
Yes.
And then they clean up around your cuticles.
Mm-hmm.
So what it
Well, so they started. First of all, this is what messed me up because they started. First, the soaking was nice. I said, okay, that's cool. A little warm water.
Jets.
Then old girl, I don't know her name, but this woman, okay, started chiseling away at my toenails. Now that was kind of painful because first of all, let me just say this, messed me up because whole time I'm thinking my toenails are a different color than what they are. I just said, okay, I got a little, little tan, little khaki, little khaki toenail, right? She get the hitting that thing. And I'm noticing all the stuff that I thought was like my nail, but now it's like a little film over the nail. And hold on, let me say that even before I got the pick, I thought like, okay, in terms of like men, I got like nicer feet.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. But even still, she's removing stuff and like wiping on a little towel that she has set up on a little foot thing.
That towel was so.
I said, oh.
Heavily littered with dead skin.
That was skin over my toenails?
Yeah, it's like your cuticle, just overgrown cuticle.
Yo, chiseling away. And I said, oh, it's white. Beyond me. Okay, so that was the first step. That was kind of uncomfortable. That was the maintenance. I was like, okay, what I get myself into? And I'm the what happened next? What do they do next?
They scrub, they exfoliate your feet.
That was the purple sponge?
Yes.
She got it. Now this I almost kicked the girl because there was a little second. I was like, she was walking it. Take it off the thing. I said, all right, I'm with it. Still maintenance stuff. Still maintenance. So I'm like, all right, I don't know how I feel about this still.
Yeah.
Then
I said, this is like, she did this, she, cleaned you up or whatever.
Cleaned me up, had put my foot back in the
like,
water.
I told you, I should set the expectation
Yeah.
that this was my favorite part. Like after we get all right, clean my feet up stuff.
Yeah.
Now comes the good stuff.
Now comes the good stuff. Oh, we picked up the scent, right?
Yeah, we did that before. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
All right. So now is the lotion, the scrub, and the massage.
Listen here. She got this lotion stuff and started massaging my feet. Now, this is where the guilt starts setting in because you sitting right beside me. So first I started noticing how good it felt. I was like, ooh, all right. So then when I realized how good it feels to me, I started thinking about what you're feeling.
Because I'm over there getting worked over.
And I see, bro, I don't know who he is, but this Asian heaven sent man is working her feet. I mean, he was doing this motion like his whole body was moving.
He was working my feet over. I don't know if he knew he was getting married. He was trying to do me a little extra, but I was like,
I look over at her. She like this, eyes cockeyed. So then I lose focus on what's happening with my feet. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, what's happening over here?
It felt amazing.
So then I said, oh, wait, let me this is just experience, Russell. Like, chill. He just doing a good job at his job.
Great job.
So I said, let me focus on what's happening over here. Oh, girl, working, right? Size 13's over here. Big foot. She over here. All on, up to the knee, too. Like, it's not just the foot.
Yeah.
They working the calf muscle on down to the shin. So that was that part. I said, oh, that was amazing. I think we're done.
Hot rocks.
Nah, she leave. I'm thinking she leaving to go get me my check. Nah, she come back with some rocks.
You have flashbacks over there? Come on, pull it together. We on a podcast here.
I'm sweating. This robe was a bad idea. Look, she got some hot rocks and started rubbing them on my feet. It was amazing. Okay, I said, okay, cool. I want to do this every week. Boom. I'm thinking we're done. I look over at Brandi. She looking dead at me and say, it ain't over yet. This not even the best part. I said, what's she about to do to me? She brings out a bag.
No, you forgot the hot towels.
Oh! Fellas, y'all have no idea what we've been missing this whole time. She brings out a hot towel and places it over my legs and feet. And the warm just felt amazing. Now, this is the point where I say, okay, it's over with, hot towel. She said, this not even the best part. What is it that I don't even know what she did. What is that stuff?
You had a paraffin wax treatment on your feet.
Paraffin?
Yeah.
She brought out a bag of purple. Set my feet down in that wax. Oh my God.
Make sure they was covered real good.
Covered it and just sat it there. Sat it there in that purple. And I said, now I started feeling guilty. I said, because it's wrong for this woman to be making me feel like this when you right next to me. Fellas, we have no idea. We do. Look, I told her right then and there, I said, every month we're getting this done. This is like our self-care. Fellas, we've been ignoring our feet. There's pleasures unknown that we don't know about. I'm trying to put y'all on game. Pedicures? That's it. That's the way.
So listen, obviously he didn't get any polish. So we're on the same stages for the most part. But then I have to get polished. So I'm paying attention to the man painting my toes. Russell is literally over there with his foot crossed over his lap, just rubbing his feet, like just massaging and caressing his feet. Like, I didn't know my feet could get this off. Babe, feel my feet. He wants me to reach over and rub on his feet. He's taking his foot and rubbing it up against his leg, his other leg, like just literally obsessed the whole time that I was getting the rest of my services complete. It was hilarious, but I am so happy that he enjoyed it because I am all down for getting a pedicure once a month. And if I got to bring him along with me, then fine. Like
my heel.
Okay.
Who knew
that don't
my
gotta
heel
come out my
felt like
personal money no more. Now that come out of family money.
It's a joint.
Come on.
It's a joint expense. Who knew our feet felt like this?
And your feet still feel good.
It's amazing.
Mine, on the other hand, now he did a good job in the moment.
He was doing a good job on the pleasure part, the maintenance part. He was like, "Oh, she good."
He left a little crust around the heel. A couple of days in California, that dry heat. My heels need a little touch up.
Yo.
Anyway, so he had a good experience. I was glad that he enjoyed it because he went in there a little nervous and scared.
Yo.
Now, me on the other hand, I also had a first time experience during our wedding prep. And mine was not as pleasurable as Russell's, unfortunately. So I go and get my eyebrows and my eyelashes done on a periodic basis. And my makeup artist also waxes areas of the body and has been talking to me about getting a Brazilian wax for the wedding. Now, I don't know about other ladies, but for me, you know, I'm good with a little hair down there, just clean it up, landscape, you know, going about my business. So Brazilian wax, not even on my radar. But I'm thinking, you know, there's a couple of surprises that I want to give him as we enter into life as a married couple.
Wow.
And so I cave and I go to get a Brazilian wax. The most traumatic experience of my life. It was worse than childbirth.
Oh, Lord.
It literally felt like death, hot death. And then once it's hot and it's on there and it's seething your vagina, then she lets it get hot and she just takes it and rips it. It was, traumatic. That's the word I'm going to sum it up as.
So wait, the wax alone is hot?
The wax is hot. It's just like the wax that you got put on your feet, but on my vagina.
Ow.
And I'm freaking out because I'm expecting the outside, right? But like, she put it on there. I said, oh, it's on the inside. She was like, well, you have hair on the inside. Honey, when I tell you the way I screamed in this makeup suite,
I don't know why you didn't record that.
No, I was traumatized. Literally. I called her an hour later. I texted her and I said, okay, can I go pee? Is it gonna burn? Because I had no idea what to expect.
You didn't know what to expect.
Terrified. But the surprise went over very well, I must say.
Can we talk about this?
Yeah, you like the Brazilian wax?
It was okay. It was very, very well received. Very well received.
So then I had to text her like, going to schedule me for a series of appointments, I guess, because he likes it.
Very well received. Very. I don't know what to say.
What was your first impression?
I don't know how I can talk about this in a way that's like podcast friendly.
You were surprised?
So let me say this. I feel like we should have said this from the beginning, but this is not an episode to play while your kids are in the car.
Yeah, please don't.
So even we're blocking our kids on YouTube for this episode and probably future episodes. But it was very well received. She kept telling me she had a surprise for me. I'm thinking she got something sentimental. She's very good at like personalized sentimental gifts. And upon our wedding night, the reveal. Yo, y'all ever seen Pulp Fiction in the briefcase when they open the briefcase and it's like, that's definitely it. I was like, wow. Yes,
so
amazing.
As painful as it was, I guess I have to keep it at.
How do you feel though? Does it change the experience for you?
It's been. It doesn't. The experience, like everything feels new. I did tell her that, like,
I was about to
even
say, like,
going
the
to the
sensation
bathroom
of it.
and cleaning myself and all of that feels very new. I was always under the impression that like men who like that are like pedophiles, right? Because like your vagina is hairless, like after probably 12 for most women, then you just never see it again.
Yeah.
Like, so it was an experience just seeing it, like, oh, that's what she looked like.
All right.
All right.
All right. Okay. All right.
But yeah, no. After I got used to it, I think I do prefer it. It's just what it takes to get to this.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah. It was a lot. I will say this. It was good. We kind of skipped ahead. For those of y'all who wanted to know, the wedding was beautiful. It was beautiful. I think we set out to have like a very low key, intimate setting. I think that was achieved. Mm-hmm. Initially, like it was supposed to be just very non-traditional. It ended up having more aspects of a traditional wedding in terms of the ceremony aspect.
Yeah.
And I think it turned out well. We'll have some footage. We have some footage we're working on just to share with us share with y'all because y'all have just been a part of every step of this. And it's important that we share that with y'all. So that's on the way. It's going to be dope. In hindsight, I will say this. I was just so focused on marrying her that I didn't think about inviting anybody. Like, I was just like, look, let's set the day. Come on. We got the building. We're good to go. And afterwards, I was like, man, you know what? I would have loved to like share this with like some people that were close to me. So for those of y'all who are pursuing, and there's been a lot of people who have reached out about like, hey, look, I'm curious about the smaller wedding. Like, do you have any advice? I will say that although intimacy is dope and really the only people that are important about being there are you, the person you're marrying, and who's officiating it. In hindsight, just for me, it was important that there were certain people that were included in that. And I didn't do a good job with that. So in hindsight, little tidbit, make sure the people that you want to be there are going to be there.
Facts.
Boom. But the wedding was beautiful. It was a dope ceremony. All the feels for me, you know what I mean? Everything I wanted to feel in that moment, I felt. Y'all know me, I'm Mr. Cry. So as soon as she was in the eye shot, I was like, it was a wrap. So yeah.
I was too giddy to cry. I was so excited. There was no tears, even
Not passion over here.
No, they weren't even close to coming. I was just like, oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. It was good. And then we fast forward to, so afterwards, we decided we did go take pictures, just like the two of us. Mm-hmm. And then we decided to skip reception and really a formal dinner
Mm-hmm.
and just went out to eat with the two of us. And then we got a hotel room
Mm-hmm.
and we did, fun stuff. And then
Yeah.
we left and went on our honeymoon. So.
Yeah, that part. It was really dope. Honeymoon was amazing. So amazing. Like, I can't even describe to you. First of all, like just being able to unplug for a little bit just with you and your love, like, is amazing anytime you get to do that. But when you come off fresh off the wedding, this like experience where you're like making a proclamation of love and becoming one, it was amazing. Just good food, good sex, good weather, and yes. So thus brings us to our subject for today, Sexpisode Part II. Round of applause, air horns. Yeah. Sex, remarried. And you brought up on a past episode, I don't even know if it was, you were like,
It was.
I want to reintroduce, like, and I was like, I want you to
on the sex episode, what I wanted to know is like, okay, we've been single, never married, had sex.
Yeah.
We were both sexually active before we got married the first time. Then we get married and we have sex.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between those two. But then we get divorced.
Yeah.
And I wasn't having sex, but you had sex in that period of time.
Yeah.
So is that different? And then now that we're married again, what is that sex? What is sex like? So for me to walk you through sex as a single person, teenager, young adult, was never about pleasure for me. And I came into sex thinking that like, oh, this is what they talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying? I more did it for the person that I was with because I was receiving little to no pleasure from it. You know what I'm saying? It was like when you drink, you're just drinking to get drunk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not enjoying. Yeah, you're not enjoying the drink. You just want to get drunk. You want the end result. So yeah, and then when I got married, I think I still carried that mentality into my marriage because that's all I knew sex to be is like, I love this person, so I'm supposed to have sex with them.
Obligation.
Yeah. And sex doesn't really feel as great to me as it should be. It's just an act of, what married people do.
Yeah.
And then when I got divorced, I kind of shunned away from it. Like I'm shutting it down. I'm not having sex. I'm waiting till I get married, and if I never get married again, then that's what it is. And now sex as a married person, coming through all of those experiences and then feeling like, no, this is something that I'm supposed to enjoy. This is something that's
I'm supposed to get
supposed to feel good for me. And now that I'm in a committed relationship, now I'm in a marriage, and like we've talked about what sex means to us. We've talked about the things that we like and what we don't like. And, we've had very deep, educated conversations. Like I came into this with the expectation that like sex is going to be great. Like I'm not even, people, we had somebody even ask us like, are you worried that what sex is going to be like since y'all haven't explored that? And I told her like, nah, I'm not worried at all. Like, I feel like when we did this the quote unquote right way, that, God's not going to bring me somebody that I'm going to have mediocre sex with for the rest of my life. So I'm setting the expectation very high. Like I'm expecting fireworks and cannons and waterfalls and all of that. Like, period. I'm not setting my expectation any lower.
Thanks.
And so when we had sex for the first time as married people, my expectations were met. Like, and I was like, what was I doing back then? Like, girl, you was cheating yourself. Ugh, so sad.
Yeah.
So it was a huge difference for me. And now that like, we had a week to really explore and throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Like, okay, we're gonna keep that. That need to come back with us. I don't expect it to get any worse or stay the same. Like I only expect like
It's up from here. Yeah. So it's interesting you brought up like your context of like sex from previous relationships.
Yeah.
It really made me think, right? And I'm about to be so transparent, uncomfortably transparent with y'all, because y'all my family. So there was, and it pans back to something we talked about on our live. We did a Facebook live, and we brought I don't know how we landed on sex, but we did. And I posted on TikTok, and we got a lot of engagement. A lot of people hit me up like, you know what? I never thought of it like that, right? It was a conversation about intimacy and about how most men only know how to be intimate and express love and affection through the lens of sex.
Yeah, and that doesn't only apply to men, but
it doesn't.
You see it.
Yeah, I'm just, I was speaking to men because that's my perspective.
Yeah.
But I know this is, it's not a gender thing. It's a people thing. You know what I mean? Like when you don't experience affection in a way that is necessary when you're in your development stages, like it affects how you show it as an adult. And I know that's a fact. That's something a lot of men deal with. Yes. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of feedback about how it's like, yo, you know what? I didn't think about that. Like, wow, like that's true. Now here's the other side.
What was the statement?
Oh, the statement is that a lot of men only know how to show intimacy and affection through the lens of sex. Because they didn't receive affection growing up. This lends into a lot of issues in relationships and in marriages because there's a man who is crying out for sex, and because there's a lack of understanding from the partner, it just seems like, oh, you just being nasty.
You just want to
God, you just want to say, oh yeah, Lord, like this is all you want, you know. So I think there was, I don't want to miscommunicate, right? To where now men think like, see, babe, I'm just trying to show you love and affection, which now takes away the obligation for the man to now understand his woman, understand how she ticks, and understand her needs. There, you still have to, like, just because she understands, like, this is you trying to show affection, doesn't mitigate you from having to understand your woman. Like, they're not machines. Yeah. You know what I mean? And yeah, to us, we're trying to show love and affection. Like, I'm just trying to be close to you. Like, you my woman. Yeah, but you still got to, like, know how to bring her into that atmosphere. And this is part of my origin story because it was a huge issue in my first marriage. Huge transparency. Sex was a huge issue in our first marriage. And at first, I was in a victim stance, right? Like, man, this is crazy. I'm a good man. Like, it's certain things I shouldn't have to deal with. It sunk into me because I had a homie who was going through a divorce. And he was like, man, it's crazy, man. Like, man, we probably have sex like once a week. And I was like, what? You going through a divorce? You have sex once a week? Dog, what? Blew my mind. But in hindsight, this is me being 100% honest. And fellas, you got to be honest with yourself. I was trash at sex. That poor girl and all the poor girls before. I'm so sorry. Trash, okay? Because I never was talked to about sex. I didn't even take sex education in school. I was so much of a class clown. My teacher didn't even send that permission slip home. It's like, I don't want him here because I'm not gonna be able to officially do this class. I everything I learned about sex, I learned from pornography in the locker room, talking to men about how to please a woman, and 9 dudes out of 10 dudes have no idea how to please a woman. So, towards the end of my marriage, I really was curious. Like, man, you know what? Like, let me look at me and see what I'm doing wrong. And the thing about information in 2022 is it's wherever it's at your fingertips. Whatever you want to know about, you can learn about. Google, YouTube, whatever. You can learn about it. And I did my homework. I listened to women. I listened to videos. I did Google searches. What's this? Oh, so you're telling me that women aren't pleasured just from the act of, the penis going in and out? Us, we think, like we just giving it our all. I'm being so aggressive. This is what they love. And I'm not saying there's not a place for that. You know what I mean? But you have to speak to your partner and find out what she likes and identify the parts of the body that, regardless of who your woman is, the body functions a certain way. There are certain things that you cannot just avoid. And most men have sex and avoid the clitoris completely.
Well, most of them don't know where it is. We
Have
watched
no
the
idea.
whole video of like somebody showing men a diagram of a woman's vagina and asking men to point at the clitoris. And of all the videos that I seen, none of them got it right. But they all were pointing at the place
pee
where
hole.
we pee from. Like,
He thought he was tearing that little. Nah.
first of all, that hurts,
Yeah.
sir.
Terrible. That's terrible. But like, information is available, right? So if it's an issue in your marriage, before you start pointing the finger, now this is for my fellas, we address the aspect of understanding, right? So now, okay, yeah, we get an understanding of like, yo, this is something that I'm doing because this is how I express affection and intimacy. Okay, that's cool. Now you do your homework to make sure that when we get into the space that you are actually pleasing your woman, right? Yeah.
I was just going to say, I can't speak for all women, but for me, it starts way before then. And we had this conversation earlier. Like, even if we have sex and it's decent, it's good, it's great, whatever, there's still for both men and women, but I think for women mentally, in order for us to achieve an orgasm, it is real mental. Like, we got to be honed in, we got to be focused. We can have sex with you, but for it to be pleasurable and enjoyable, like, one, we have to feel comfortable, and two, we have to be in the space mentally to get there. Yeah. And if I've been frustrated with you all day, and now, I'm still going to give you my body, I'm choosing to do that because I enjoy it, or just because, you're my husband and I want to do that as a service to you. Like, I can still do that, but I want to be in a space where every time we lay down and have sex, like, I'm enjoying it. Yeah. So, it's about filling up your partner's love tank before the act ever happens. And what most men, I don't think, realize is that, like, there's work before you ever get intimate. I mean, like, even before foreplay, it starts in the morning when you wake up. Simple things like, I love you, how you doing, touching your body, helping you around the house. Like, all of those things for me build up so that when we do have sex, like, I'm ready to give it to you and give it to you good, because, like, I'm happy. Yeah. Like, I'm not thinking about, he want to hump on me, but he couldn't even do the dishes. He was too tired to do the dishes, but you ain't too tired to have sex. Like, all of those things, like, for me, because my love language is acts of service, like, it does more for me for you to help me around the house, for you to run errands or whatever, in the department of romance and intimacy than it ever does for you to just, like, touch me. And absolutely. I know that that's your love language and I love it, but, like, I need other stuff. So when we get to that moment, and luckily you're really good at that, and I think you're good at that without knowing. But when we had the conversation yesterday, I think it was an eye opener for me to be like, nah, when you was taking care of the kids in there, I was like, oh, I can't wait till tonight. I can't wait till these kids go to sleep. Like, and I was dead tired. But I'm like, I'm going to stay up and I'm going to make it a point so for us to be intimate, for us to have sex, because, like, you deserve it. Like, so I think it is good for men to understand the parts of the body and how it works, but you also have to understand that, like, sex is so much more than that. And
it is. It's really almost like a trinity of things coming together, like three things coming together. It's of course it's a physical act because we're doing it with our physical bodies, but there's the emotional aspect / mental aspect, right? But people completely negate the fact that sex is a spiritual thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And this is something I had to kind of
the right way it is.
Facts. When you do it the right way, it's a spiritual thing. Like when you just bumping bodies, and that's another thing. Like and men need to understand this too. And I think, of course, I think in a lot of cases, not exclusively, but in a lot of cases for men, it's easier for us to just engage in the act of having sex. Because men tend to be a little more visual, and sex for us is just different. You know what I mean?
As long as your member responds, you can have sex.
You can have the act. But the quality of the sex you're having, sex is mental for us too. And it might not be as much of a factor, but it is still a huge factor. There's a lot of dudes right now who like are having trouble responding to their woman, and they can't figure it out why. They think it's something physical. No, it's a mental thing. You know what I mean? Our buckets need to be filled too. Yeah.
Like, don't neglect that.
Yeah, no, 100%. This is why an old head told me this on our wedding night, and I've heard this term all my life.
Who wedding night?
Our wedding night.
Oh.
When we were at the dinner. And I don't disagree with the sentiment because I think it's true. I think the understanding of the statement sometimes leads us in the wrong way. Happy wife, happy life.
Oh, yeah.
Great. I agree with that. Everybody should want their wife to be happy. But the notion that we use it in that a wife's happiness is greater than a man's happiness, or that it is all that matters. And what you want doesn't matter. It's foolish thinking. Yeah, okay, you might have more peace because a woman in most cases, a woman could be more determined in her getting her point across. You know what I mean?
Be careful.
But at the end of the day, your happiness matters. Not just in life, but in the bedroom too. Before you get to the bedroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like your bucket needs to be filled too. Sex is so much more than just a physical act. It's also spiritual. This is something I had to deprogram myself on. Everything, once again, I learned about sex. I learned from things opposite of God. I learned it from pornography. I learned it from talking to men, you know what I'm saying? Or even nasty old men who wife is unsatisfied as well. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to me. And this is why, and y'all know we get into this bag a lot, and I'm done apologizing for it because at this point y'all should know what it is. So I'm not gonna apologize for being Christian. But the church has to stop being scared of talking about sex. It's so crazy to me. And this is why a lot of marriages be jacked up, or the church be scandalous, and people unsatisfied, and people do it, quote unquote, God's way. And then they get him like, yo, this is crazy. This ain't what I ordered. I don't like this, because we're not having the conversation. Anything sexy is like, in our eyes, not of God. Yeah. When he's the creator of it. He literally created this. All these parts that go together, and when they connect, it's like fireworks. He's he created that.
He designed
He's the mastermind of it.
Program.
He said, oh, they gonna love this.
Wait till they get a little button right here.
Right.
He touched that, she gonna go crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Orgasm. If sex was just to procreate, it don't have to feel like nothing. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to feel good. If eating food was just to nurture us, it don't gotta taste like nothing.
Right.
But he was so good that when he made food, he also gave us taste buds to not just eat the food to nurture us, but for us to enjoy the food. He didn't just give us body parts to just function for the sake of functioning. He gave us nerve endings so that when they function, it feel like something, right? This is more than just a physical act. It's spiritual. And when you're doing it God's way, it's so much more. It transcends. Listen here. On this honeymoon, there was a couple times when our souls left our bodies, and I thought it was just me. We go, but like, I felt like I was all about me too. I didn't even know my body could do that. Me neither. Perplexed, puzzled, bewildered, like this is crazy. breathe hard. Are you okay? Yeah, you okay? Yeah, I think so. like it's crazy to me because I had to really depart from this idea of, because I was really in my head like, yo, I don't know how sex is gonna be like a Christian. like
can we do this? Can we say this? You know,
because the devil had me like really messed up in the head. Because after my marriage, when I was living in sin, it was fun. People get you messed up because they make it seem like sin is terrible. Like, no, I was having fun. It was a great time out there. You know what I'm saying? But it's deceptive because everything that feel good ain't always good.
Yeah.
And they have you feeling like when you do it this way, it's gonna be boring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I thank God for you. Nah, for real. Because you remember early in our relationship, when we started introducing the conversation of sex, and I'm trying to get my life together.
Yeah, so I'm like, nah, this gonna be fine.
I'm like, nah, like I can't, you know, we can't do that. Why not?
No, that's when we should do that.
Yeah.
This is the time to be free and to explore. And like when you're in the world, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
But when you're married, oh, them chains come off. We should be able to do all that, then some. Like, we gonna be inventing stuff that people gonna do in the future.
You know, I was a church.
Like, no, they was the first people to do that.
Man,
yeah, we doing all that.
Are you? All right. Yeah, for real, because, you know, I'm a church baby. I grew up in church. So my context of what sex looks like in the church is, it don't look like the church. I
actually want to, it's not even a credit to me because I think I still had that, even though I didn't grow up in the church, I definitely still had that mentality that like sex outside of God and being married is fun. It's you can explore, you can do things, you know what I'm saying, that seem bad, that seem wrong, you know what I'm saying? You can't say that.
I can't talk
Don't
like that.
hit me there. Wait a minute, you gonna choke me? This is not okay.
Ma'am.
Like, you know, you didn't think that, you know, good Christian people are doing those things. But I thank God for where he placed me because my pastor, he don't got no shame. And he's not nasty with it.
No,
you know what I'm saying? But he like, no, that's your wife. You take her and do whatever you want to do with her as long as she agree.
And he knew what it was too. He knew what it was. He said, just wait.
Yeah.
Hey, look, y'all think this is going to be different. He said, you might have had, I'm not saying you ain't never had sex, but this right here, what y'all doing, God's way, watch what I say.
And listen, he didn't lie. He did not
he knew what he was talking about.
One lie. So
shout out Pastor Hawkins. What's up, player?
So it again helped set the expectation for me. Like, nah, this gonna be lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? We had a whole Bible study dedicated to sex. Like, he was saying that like y'all need to throw out this idea that being a Christian is boring and having sex as a Christian and married sex is boring, whatever it is. Like, no, this is the place where you can explore, where you have two consenting adults who
vanilla.
It's not vanilla at all. It's chocolate Rocky Roll. It's a banana split.
Flavor I ain't never had before. I can't even put it together. It's papaya.
It's not vanilla sex at all. It's different. And I don't think it's just, you know what I'm saying, the fact that we are married and having sex. It's not that, but it's the fact that we've come to a place where we're intimate with each other outside of that. We've defined what intimacy looks like for us. We take the time to build each other up in those areas that are necessary for us to feel comfortable, for the walls to come down, so that when we do have these intimate moments when we're actually having sex, I'm not thinking about nothing else but pleasing you. Yeah. Like, I'm not worried about what needs to happen, who did what, where the kids is at. Like, I don't care about none of that in that moment. Like, it's just us. And it's because we've taken the time to, throughout the day, make sure that all of that is taken care of, make sure that we filled up each other's buckets. And when it's time to do what we do, we gonna do it very well.
Yeah. And like, you brought up a point, and we might have talked about this. Yeah, I think we did. Intimacy, right? It has to be achieved. And that's why I was glad that we landed on that when we did our live. Because I was challenging us, for those of us who struggle with affection and sex and all that. Like, what does intimacy look like for you outside of sex?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people like, I don't know. And a lot of men don't think about that at all. And the crazy thing is, that's really the key. When you can be intimate before you get in the bedroom, oh my God, then it's not even a problem. When you get in the bed, it's going to be hard to lay next to each other without feeling things, because the spirit and the body is like, the body's going to crave what the spirit already feels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When our spirits are intimate, our body, like, you're not going to put your body up against me and my spirit.
Not feel that.
Yeah, no, it's going to respond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's like, I feel it between us. Like, you let us like have an intimate conversation or do something, even just spiritual. You know what I mean? You let us just have a spiritual conversation, something that's not surface, is deep level. The next time I touch her neck is going to be different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even just on the couch.
I remember when you played for me the Teddy and Tina Campbell interview, and they were talking about all the infidelity that they had experienced in their marriage and trying to get back to a place where they were good, and that they made it a daily habit to pray for each other. Now, throughout the day, she's thinking about, she even said she's thinking about killing him. She's thinking about ways to kill this man because she's so hurt. But she's committed to her marriage. So she's like, when we get to these moments at the end of the day where I done plotted your death, I done planned it, I done made my accomplices, you know what I'm saying?
Pure schizophrenia.
Yeah, but I'm committed and I'm going to go through this. So at the end of the day, when we get ready to pray and we pray together, and then the only thing I want to do is have sex with you afterwards. Like, they talked about just moments where they would be fervently praying with and for each other, and then immediately after they wanted to have sex. And I thought that was so foreign. I was like, it's nothing about God that turns me on, right? And then I was talking to all this, I'm like, nah, they crazy. Like, I mean, I get that God is good and he made it good for us and all of that. I'm with all of that. But I don't want to be listening to worship music or praying with you and thinking about, and then it happened.
Yeah, nah, we get done with them devotions. Like, yo, you feel that? Hey, yo, it's horny in here? Hey, yo, you feel that it's horny in here?
But I think it's to that point. It's because we've reached a certain level of intimacy with one another that even everyday, regular life stuff feels more significant, and it awakens a part of you that is like, it almost is a craving.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, we fulfilled so much of this part. Now, like, this is what comes next. And when it comes next, I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say because it's gonna be real.
Yeah, chill out. Look at you. You was warning me. Like, yeah, don't be out here talking all nasty. And you said it anyway.
I'm sorry. It was too fire not to say.
You did.
It was too fire not to say.
We could have done without it. Maybe. Oh my God.
Anyway, so I know a lot of y'all, y'all came here for this Sexpisode Part 2 for us to talk about what it was like. I hope y'all got a little bit from there, but it was good. It was, they don't really have words to describe what it was.
Baby, you my angel. Best I ever had. Best I ever had.
Word to Drake. Like,
word to Drake. Yo.
I can't promise nothing for nobody, but
he delivered on our end. I mean, 2 thumbs up.
If you trust and you believe and you really want to reach that next level, just try it. Just try withholding, like rededicating, and you know what I'm saying.
And I don't even want to make the promise that like everybody who gets saved is gonna have great sex.
Yeah, I'm not saying that at all.
Now there was actual stuff that was done outside of that. Like, it's really the intimacy. Like, before we even decided that, we was going to lay down with one another, even before that even happened, we had already been like soul searching conversations being had. You know what I mean? We were already intimate on a level before that happened. So the end result was sex that was deeper than surface. It's more than just, and I never been able to flow like that ever. Even when I was out here, like, I never could do a one night stand. I mean, my body could function, but there are times I faked it, literally faked it, just to like, all right, we just sitting here bumping bodies and I'm not having a good time. You talking like, and look, when you have sex without like being in the moment, everything just seems weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like when you think about what happens during sex, like all of it is weird, unless you're like in it. But when you just, it's happening, everything's just like, what? Oh no. Okay. Yep. All right. Okay. Let's get this over with. That was me faking it. Yeah. Okay. But like seriously, I've never been able to flow like that. And there's a lot of people out here who are just going through the motions of the act of sex.
You're cheating yourself.
In marriages too, and that's so like that ain't the way.
You're cheating yourself. I think we always talk about communication. Everything boils down to a conversation. It starts with a conversation.
Yeah.
Like we talked about earlier about, we said men in particular, but about having this idea that, you know, sex is just purely physical, and if we just bump bodies, then we doing what we're supposed to do. And I think men
technically, yes.
Yeah, men get that idea or that thought because it's women, it's partly our fault because we don't feel comfortable expressing ourselves in that area. Like there are so many women who fake orgasm just to, like you said, get it over with and make the man feel good and feel satisfied like he did his job. But like, you're cheating yourself and you're cheating him because now he think what he doing is working, so he gonna keep doing that.
It's like, oh, that work.
No, hey, stop. Like I told Russell, like if I ever do something that you like, yo, I don't like that, tell me. Because I don't want to keep coming at you like, ooh, he like this. And you like, oh, Lord, she licking my ear again.
Yo.
Don't do that. Because I'm going to teach you how to make love to me. Like,
It's so, no. And pause there. Because you have to.
Yes.
Like, the best relationships have the best coaches and have a relationship that can support being coached. You're not just going into a relationship knowing what your woman needs. No, there's a lot of aspects that she going to have to teach you. Now, I don't like that. I like this. And vice versa. You know what I mean? You can't be, ain't nobody else complain. Well, maybe they didn't. Let me be the first to tell you. That ain't
work.
It. That ain't it. And maybe it was it for somebody else, but I'm me. I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have those conversations, right? Where you're being open and honest in a place where it's selfless. There's no ego and pride, right? Because that's a lot of time I hear like about the male ego. I don't want to say this because okay, well then.
It's a way to say it. It's a way to say everything. Like you ain't got to crush the man's soul. But again, like, I've heard, not even just to me personally, but just heard men who I'm close with talk to us say that, you know, I ain't never had no complaints in that department. Oh, no, it's good over here. But you can't think that what worked for one person is going to work for somebody else. So everything that you've learned in the world as it relates to sex, like, I need you to throw that away and start all over with me.
Out here think of vaginas as monolithic.
Yeah, not like
good for the goose, good for the
Nah, I need you to start all over me, erase it. And luckily for us, we just have a certain level of chemistry where, I mean, we talked about this, where it's like, we just understood.
It's like, I ain't even.
But it's still stuff that like, I'm like, yo, slow down. Take time. Whatever. You coaching me. Like, it's a openness and a willingness to learn and then to apply what you've learned. Like, every time it's just gotten better and better. And it's because we're open to talk about what we need and, you know, how we need it.
Absolutely.
So it's been lit.
Absolutely.
Open your mouth if you're unsatisfied. Say what you want.
Fact. Like, if you're in a situation where, in any area, but right now we're talking about sex, especially with sex, you're a married couple. If your needs and your desires are non-existent in the bedroom and they are a non-factor in your sex life, like, that's so sad. Like, and I've lived that. And I don't think people understand, like, it's deeper than like just the act of having sex. Like, it feels like a consistent rejection. You know what I'm saying? And what that does over time, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. So you have to be able to, number one, express yourself, right? Have those crucial conversations. And two, you got to make sure you're with somebody or you're doing the work to make sure the person that you're with can receive what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
I love being with you. I want to be able for us to both enjoy this part of our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But going into the bedroom all the time and laying with somebody who's seeing sex as a chore has got to be some of the wackest stuff in the world.
Yeah, and I know that y'all feel that, like, the difference between what you call it, the here boy dang booty, and
Here boy dang.
when we're really into it.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, it's even just the simple part of just having that conversation. Like, you know what it's like when I'm just having sex because you want to have sex, and the difference between when I really want to have sex. This is what needs to happen in order for me to feel like, yo, I really want to have sex. Because, like, I want you to enjoy it too. And I don't want you to feel like you getting pity, P-word. Because
I can't even, I'm not going to have it.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not gonna have
a
it.
lot
Yeah.
of men accept it just because
They're hungry.
Yeah, but it's
They're
like,
starving.
listen, I want to feed you good food. So let me tell you what it takes to get that. I think sometimes we can just bark what we want. Like, I don't want to do it because you didn't do blah, 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 blah. But, like, think about presenting it in another way. Like, you remember that one time we did it and I was like, yeah. Let me tell you, it was because you was touching me throughout the day, or we had went on that nice date, or, you know, whatever. Tell them what it takes for you to get to that point, because you can feel like, and I've been here where I told him I don't like that. I told him this, I told him that, and nothing changed. So then you get tired of talking. You're like, why am I keep saying it if nothing is going to change? But it's the same thing that we do in the workplace, like change management. If you want someone to change, you have to show them the benefit of that. This is what sex looks like when I feel good about it. I feel good about myself. Don't you want this kind of sex and not to just, all right, I'm gonna roll over.
Come on. And this is scripture. This is scripture that says to a hungry man, bitter meat tastes sweet. You know what I mean? Like, when you're deprived, you'll take anything and be satisfied too. You know what I mean? If I'm hungry, if I'm starved, and I feel at the point like I just need to eat, I'm just looking to satisfy that urge. But when you come from a place of, you know, where your needs are paramount, you know what I'm saying, and you are at a level playing field, you want to enjoy that space, right? You want the sex to not just be quality, you know what I mean? You don't want it to be about the quantity.
Yeah.
You want it to be about the quality of your sex life.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I need to hear from the old heads. Those of y'all, not old heads, but those of y'all who've been married over a long duration of time, what can we expect? Like, is it going, like, can we just keep going on like this? Like,
I don't know why you asking them. It's up to us.
I'm trying to open up conversation right here.
It's
Like,
up to us. But I think one thing that works in our favor is that, at least right now, like, we not as scared to try new things. Like, and I think sometimes sex can just be mundane. Like, when you just doing the same stuff over and over again, like, I've never been in a situation where I've had sex every day in a week and it was new and exciting and fresh every time.
we gotta slow down. We trying too much stuff too fast. We run out of stuff.
Not true. It's not true. You'll never run out of stuff. You'll never run out of ways.
This is some stuff I'm just not gonna do. I'm gonna run out.
Broaden your horizons.
Nah. Some stuff just not gonna happen.
No, but they inventing new stuff every day.
That's true. That's true. With it. Oh,
Speaking of.
No, wait.
On our honeymoon.
Wait, no.
No, we going there.
Wait,
on our
no.
honeymoon, we took a trip to.
Pause. No, wait, hold on, wait.
What?
Hold on. Can I say something?
We say it.
Yeah, so she said this out of nowhere, like, hey, look, on our honeymoon, we're gonna have like a date day. So on one of our days, you plan a date, and one of my days, I'm gonna plan a date. So my day, we got massages, all that was cool. That was another new experience. More on that later. Her date, she had already planned on some nasty.
It wasn't nasty.
It was beautiful.
It was intimate.
Intimate, right? But she forgot it at home. So
So tragic.
yeah, she forgot at home. She forgot to pack it. So last minute, she's like, I gotta find something to do. And she lands on.
Well, first of all, it was a day that was full of pampering, if you My day was good. It was last minute. It was spur of the moment. But when my mind gets working, it was better than the day I had planned. And I'm going to speak for you because you can't even talk about it. So, yeah.
It was adequate.
Yeah, adequate. My foot.
It was quite lovely.
Tell them flashbacks you've been having that it's adequate.
It's a great day.
Anyway, so yes, I had to improvise. So I started to Google search, like, where are the sex toy shops, the adult entertainment resources near me. So we landed on one. Shout out to Schizo Kitty. The name alone, Kitty. I was like, yep, this the place right here. This where we going. And it's only a mile away.
He's being stupid.
So we went into Schizo Kitty, and we found some very we found a plethora of things for us to enjoy ourselves with. Again, throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
I saw the rose.
One of the things that stuck was, and I'm skipping past the experience with the rose, but ladies,
why you skipping it? Why you skipping it?
It's not meant for. It's not meant for the podcast. But I'm just gonna say it's not just a toy that you want to use by yourself.
For those of y'all who don't know, the rose is it's a vibrator.
It's not a toy you just need to use by yourself. That is meant for couples. That's
a lot of girls out here like, I don't know. I'm a really great time by myself.
Baby, let me tell you, you're cheating yourself.
So let's incorporate. We're like, yo, let's see what happens if we incorporate this with our.
That was created for the sanctity of marriage. That was for couples who need to go to the next level or just need to start at a high level. Look. That's it. That's the one. But anyways, the story is not about the experience with the rose, although it was great. It was amazing.
Now let me tell this part.
You're gonna tell some of it. We had to go home, right? And so we're like, yes, we're going to keep this. This is coming with us. We made it to day 7 of the honeymoon, and it's time to come back to Michigan. And we hit the airport, and what happens? Pick it up from there.
So we had a bunch of new stuff. Like, we had done some shopping and stuff. So we're trying to figure out where to pack what. So the rose ended up in my suitcase. It wasn't a carry-on. It was the one that was being checked back, the big check bag. So I'm checking my bag, and the lady goes, you
can't even tell the story.
The lady goes, are there any electronics in the bag? I was like, nah, I got my iPad and all the stuff in here, and I'm good. And then I go, dun, dun, dun. I said, oh, wait. I turned around and said, the vibrator's in the bag.
No, it's the rose.
The rose. She said, that's an electronic. She said, So I said, well.
He's talking back to the lady now.
I said, I forgot. There's an electronic in the bag. She goes, now, first of all, this lady don't even read social cues. Clearly, I'm whispering. Right? My whole posture changed. I went from being all social and bubbly to now I'm like, actually, there is some electronic in the bag.
Hey, y'all, listen.
You're loud.
Russell usually exaggerates. This is like on point to exactly what happened.
Look, all loud.
He shrunk down to a little boy.
I'm trying to be discreet, right? This lady all out. What's the electronic? So I turned to wrong person. First of all, I turned to her for some help. Like,
it's just a pure panic in his eyes. He like, it's a.
I said,
it's a vibrator.
All loud. It's a vibrator. Look, to me, now I don't know if this actually happened, but to me, I heard the record stop. Like, the record. Everybody go. Now, I don't know if everybody did that. I know the flight attendant went like this. I know the couple next to us went, and I said, we're on our honeymoon. Lady next to her goes, good for you guys. Good for you. Yeah.
He was so mad. If a black man could turn red, Russell would have been tomato.
No, I was red.
Red.
I was red.
He was
under my
so
black skin.
embarrassed.
Under all this melanin, it was beet tomato red.
And then he's talking about, why you gotta be so loud?
Why you yelling it?
We are grown.
Don't none of y'all see me whispering. You don't hear me whispering. What's in the bag? It's a babe, it's a vibrator. Ooh, good for you guys. Yeah, good for y'all.
We had at least an hour wait in the airport, and he was still talking about it. Why was you so loud?
I'm like, you just like you could have said it at a normal vibe. Like, it's a vibrator.
It was. I think just because of what I said. I wasn't. First of all, I wasn't close to the counter.
This is how you do.
Back away.
You saw that I was very like bashful about it, and something in you was like, "We grown." Something in you was like, "We grown."
Shame.
Yeah, so it's a vibrator. Look, because this was your whole posture. This is not exaggerated. Did you? It's a vibrator. What's your shoulders moving for? It's a vibrator. Like, what's your shoulders moving for? Come to the YouTube. If you're listening to the audio, just come to YouTube. Fast forward to the end so you can see this. It's a vibrator.
I just couldn't understand why you were so trepidatious about saying what it was.
I wasn't trepidatious.
I don't even think. And then she's like, "Oh, that doesn't even matter." So you didn't even have to declare it. She turned red too. This is what you didn't know. Mildred, who was checking us in, was like, I should have. I don't know why. I should have been more discreet. Even she did say she should have been more.
I should have been more discreet. That's okay. It doesn't matter. She was like, excuse me. Like,
period, guys. It is lit.
Hey, that little Rose. Hey, it was coming home with us either way.
Either way.
I wish you would have said, "I'm sorry, this came in the bag." Well, who gonna take it? Said it. It can't go. It's with us. If it don't go, I don't go.
I need to speak to Homeland Security because somebody need to clear this.
Who I gotta talk to? Because it's above me now. It's part of the family.
Where's the closest FedEx? Because I'm shipping this mug back.
It's
getting back to you. We definitely in a relationship with the Rose now.
How do we get here?
Happens.
Okay. All right. Listen here.
Okay. Yeah. But we was being silly here towards the end. But for real, it's lit. Sex is lit. So for the person who asked, was I worried? And I told you, no, I trust God in every area. He did not fail us in this area either. Yeah, we're having lots and lots of fun.
It's really amazing.
It's amazing, mate.
It's amazing. Yeah. Live tomorrow. We'll see y'all then. If you have never,
hey, listen, don't come to that live asking no questions about do we do nothing.
You can ask me.
No, you can't.
I'm answering all questions.
No, you can't.
Yeah, we do that.
We won't do it no more.
You so fake.
I ain't fake.
You so fake.
Let me find out.
First of all, she the one. I'll be like, I'm tired.
Whatever. I'm not denying that. I'll take that.
Get out. Talk about some we ain't gonna be all right.
We not.
You gonna be the one. You the one.
You gonna talk about it and I'm gonna be like, all right, check that off the list. No more.
Nah. Yeah. Y'all know how we get down. And most of the people that come to the Facebook lives and the YouTube lives are people that rock with us. So y'all know how we get down. And shout out to y'all who have been coming from TikTok. We've had a couple people join the Facebook group, the YouTube, who have come over from our TikTok family. So what up to y'all? Join us 8:30-ish on Wednesdays. We'll be going live. If you miss it, it'll still be up on our Facebook. It'll still be up on our YouTube, and you can check us out there. We can't wait to see y'all.
All right. Always remember, we love love.
And y'all should love too.
We about to go have sex. Bye.